We flew to Miami. Hype Williams was the director.
Shout out to Hype.
It was basically we were shooting More Than a Woman and Rock the Boat at the same. It was a 2-day shoot. We flew to Miami. We shot More Than a Woman, and then we flew from Miami to the Bahamas to shoot Rock the Boat. Wow. Flying to the Bahamas, we said all of this for an 8 count. Like the planes felt sketchy because they were tiny, smaller planes.
Wait,
and
So tee this up. So this is going to the Bahamas.
This is going to film.
You're already feeling a certain way. You're already feeling a certain way about the aircraft.
Walking on the tarmac to these small planes to get us to Bahamas, something just was just like, and I'm fearless when it comes to flying. I'm not one of those, I'm nervous to fly. So I definitely felt away because the plane just was like, oh, this is a tiny, tiny plane. We're going where? Here we go.
Your little antennas went up.
But I said my prayers. I think I had like a stuffed animal with me, like a good luck charm. And we got there with no problem. So it was great. And we were just happy to be there.
How many planes? Is it just the one or is there a couple planes?
I'm sure that there were a couple of planes. I was clearly on the plane with the rest of the dancers.
Yeah.
And some of the hair crew, some crew members. It might have been a 15-passenger plane. It was a small plane. It wasn't a big one. Anyway, we get there. It was a beautiful day. I got to tan. I mean, we were just happy to be there. We were getting our hair done and like getting all the preparations that need to happen. Yeah. I think we had a rehearsal, some last-minute rehearsals just to make sure that the routine was tight. And then I think our call time was 4 a.m. in the morning. One of Aaliyah's security guards, it was his daughter's birthday. And he was like, I have to get home to her tonight because it's her birthday. Like I promised I'd be home. And unfortunately, he was also on the plane.
Oh, Lord.
But I remembered that distinctly because he was super sweet. And he was just like, yeah, it's my baby girl's birthday today. So I want to make sure I get home to her. We loaded onto this boat. Actually, I think we took a drive. It was like a 2-hour drive to the boat, to the dock, where we were going to be on this catamaran.
Yeah.
And there were no railings. I don't know how to swim. I'm a Brooklyn girl. So
Right.
I was like, okay.
Not a lot of oceans in Brooklyn.
There's not a lot of oceans in Brooklyn. So it was a little scary for me.
You already identifying the life vest. You're like,
right.
I'm like, hold on. We're at the railings and we're dancing. Okay. On a moving catamaran. No problem, Hype. We got you.
Yeah.
So we were just assessing the situation, but the energy was so solid all day. The crew was great. Aaliyah was great. Yeah. We were hyped. She was getting ready to do like a series of shows, so we were excited about that. The energy was right, and we just knew that this routine was one of those ones.
And that shot was beautiful.
It was the most beautiful day. It was probably 100+ degrees outside. Yeah. We danced till the skin on the bottom of our feet literally was raw because we had to take our shoes off, our sneakers. Yeah. Because of the catamaran and the movement, it was like slippery and the heat. So it was safer for us to just dance barefoot. So we did that. We ran that routine, like a million different times on a video.
Yep.
Once we cut, Hype was like, okay, well, I think we did so solid 2 videos back to back. We should just stay an extra night because we were all supposed to depart the Bahamas that night.
Right.
And we were like, why not? Yeah, we just killed it. If we could stay in the Bahamas one extra night, sure.
Yeah.
And Aaliyah was adamant about getting back. She was like, no, I'm going to go, but I'll see you guys in like New York for the next rehearsal. We were like, okay. I think Fatima was going to go also, but she was like, I'll stay.
Yeah.
And anybody that had that urgency to get back, like the security guard that I mentioned, they got on the plane and unfortunately.
And that was the last time you saw her?
And that was the last time I saw her. So we stayed on the boat now. They got on a smaller boat. From the catamaran, they got on a smaller boat to take them back to the dock to get on the plane. So when we got back to the dock, we had a 2-hour drive. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to backtrack. While we're on the boat, usually when you play a song a million times on a video, you're over it. You don't want to hear it again.
Sure.
Crew played it again. And we all got up and we danced, like really danced. not even just the routines. We also played this Brazilian song, and we were just, it almost felt like a tribute. And if the timing of that is correct, I almost feel like that's when she might have been transitioning.
Oh, wow.
Because we had a journey to get back to this dock.
I have
and
no
we
doubt
there's
that's
no
what happened.
more skin on the bottom of my feet. And I'm still dancing.
Yeah.
But happy. And we were just so proud of the work that everybody had put in. The crew members, everybody was phenomenal. And we got back to the dock. We got in our respective cars to get us back to the hotel, which was like a 2-hour drive. Everybody knocked out.
Yeah.
As we pull up to the hotel, people are running out and they're crying and they're like, what happened? Wait. They're bawling, dropping down to the floor. We're like, wait, did we miss something? And they were like, Aaliyah's plane crashed. We're like, what are you talking about? That's impossible. We just left her. And they explained what had happened, and we were just devastated. Completely devastated.
The world was devastated.
The world was devastated.
I think, depending on how old you are, you remember, it was like when Pac and Biggie, and it was one of those, you remember where you were.
Oh,
because even though she was very young, she had such an impact.
Yeah. No, it was, we were there and we didn't even understand what just happened. We were like, this can't be right. Fatima, unfortunately, she had to identify the body, so she had to go. Oh. We were all just kind of stuck at the hotel, crying, mourning, also afraid to get back on that plane again. Like,
of course. I mean, hell yeah.
Nobody
I'm
wanted
now a
to.
resident of the Bahamas.
Right, exactly.
Nobody wanted to leave. Lenny Kravitz. Thank you, Lenny Kravitz. I've never gotten a chance to personally thank him, but he's friends with Fatima, and he actually lent his jet, or he had access to a private plane.
Yeah.
And he sent his private plane to get us
that
back.
Gave me chills.
I mean, because we were
that's awesome,
we were devastated. Like, so now we have to get back on that. So it was really sad. Crazy. I think everybody was stuck. Aaliyah's temperament was always super chill, cool. She just felt like a sister. She was never pretentious, ever. Like, no matter what kind of stress she was under, she was the coolest. Always down, crack a joke. She was silly. So,
wow. I remember that distinctly because it was a week before I was getting married.
Oh.
It was in 2001. And me and the guys heard about it. And we actually recorded a song. You ever hear the Christopher Cross song, Think of Laura? Think of Laura, life don't cry, I know she wanted that way. Yeah. We changed it to Aaliyah. Oh. So think of Aaliyah, life don't cry, I know she, like, we just, and we recorded it, and it's floating in the interwebs somewhere.
Somewhere
because
on
we
YouTube
just recorded it.
Yeah.
Because we were so heartbroken. Yeah, we were so heartbroken by that. You know, just one of our peers. I mean, I can say I only met Aaliyah once, and it was at behind the stage of the American Music Awards, and I was like, oh my God. She's like, oh my God. I was like, I always wanted to meet you. She's like, I always wanted to meet you too. And we gave each other a hug, and that was it. But again, we were so touched by that we had to do something like and just show our just, you know, our grievances, you know, to the family. So we sent it to the Hankerson family and all that other stuff. So
she was an angel.
Yeah.
An angel on earth.
You could tell.
She really was. She had a different energy than most.
Yeah.
And you definitely felt safe, and you felt a lot of love when you were around her.
Real swaggy too. Like from what
super swaggy.
Yeah. From what
swaggy.
Yeah, from what I've seen.
Listen, you could go to all her videos, 1 in a million, everything. You're like, yo
super swaggy.
You
mellow.
were that one.
I want to be you.
But like effortless too. Like she never had to try hard.
Yeah.
It just would ooze out of her.
Yeah. Real smooth.
Even with the dance routines, I'd be like
smooth.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like,
she would glide.
Even as a movie star. Even as a movie star.
She would literally glide and make it look so cool.
Yeah. No, she definitely was a real one and a super talent. And Aaliyah, we still miss you, and we're always gonna miss you. And
shout out to her brother.
Shout out to her brother. Shout out to the whole family.
Mom,
he
family.
lives. I think he's still living there, but I think he lives in Japan still.
I feel like they did. One of Aaliyah's hairstylists, Trey Major, did a collab with Mac, and it was a tribute to her. So they did something in Hollywood a couple of years ago, and I was able to see her brother again, and it was really nice. Just finding ways to keep her memory alive and just to teach the youth and the younger generation who she is.
That's right.
And they all know, which is kind of amazing,
it's
honestly.
Awesome to see little teenagers wearing Aaliyah t-shirts.
Yeah, they know. They know what's up.
Because I have a bunch. I should have brought some for us all to wear today. I wasn't thinking. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize to you guys. Shawn, the next episode, whoever's on, we're wearing Aaliyah t-shirts.
I'm with that. I'm in. Hey, y'all, and that was on that note. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, here's a couple more videos for you to check out. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.